Hello guys, how you doing? It's me, Crystal. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It is Monday morning. Good morning everybody. Today is the day that the police are supposed to come out and talk to me about the harassment I've been getting. So I've got up early. And guess what? The police are coming out to see me. I'm Crystal, and normally the guy upstairs goes to work early in the morning, about 6 o'clock. Alexa, what's the time?
The time is 7:07 a.m.
It's 7:07 a.m. Now I've got an appointment with the police, and the guy upstairs has not gone to work this morning. No, his car's parked outside the block of flats, and he's stamping his feet across the ceiling, and he has been doing so since about 6:30. Surprise, surprise. Last night I had the worst headache in months. The worst headache I've ever had in months, and my goodness, it was a really bad headache, and I've still got it here. When I went up to see my son, and I went on the train to St Pancras, and that was months ago, I had a similar sort of headache, and it was hurting my head was banging, it was painful, but I kept my cool and I didn't get cross. But it's a similar headache. I had to go to bed early with noise going on, so there was noise going on, but I went to bed early. I stuffed my ears with earplugs, and I just laid down and tried to just block it all out and get some sleep, because my head was killing me. I thought I was going to be sick. I don't know whether it was something I'd eaten, but I was fucking sick as a dog last night. I was terrible. And I've had to get up this morning because he's been banging on the ceiling with his feet, stamping on it. Bang, 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 bang. Like I said, his car's parked outside, but the police are coming to see me. And I don't know if they're going to even come out, because you know I've had this problem in the past where the call operator on the phone has been really nice to me, made an appointment for the police to come out, and the police have not turned up. So I don't know, but I have taped the call operator's call, because if the police don't do anything to help me, or they make appointments to meet me and they don't turn up, I've actually taped the call operator's call where she said someone was going to come out and see me, because if they don't, I need to build up a case where I am obviously going to make complaints about the police, because this is ridiculous. But you know, I'm up early. I feel sick, I feel ill, but I've made myself get up. He's stamping on the ceiling. I'm not going up to see my mother today. I feel like I'm being wound down, and you know, I feel like I'm being you know, when anyone feels sick, or you've had a headache, a migraine, you feel ill, you feel low, you feel, you know, you can feel really crap. And it still is hot in this building. It's boiling. It's absolutely like close. Alexa, what's the humidity?
Currently, the humidity is 96%.
The humidity is 96%, and I showed you in videos yesterday that it's been raining here. It's raining at the moment, but the humidity, and that's what causes migraines as well, when it's very humid and the temperature changes, that can cause migraines. certain foods. And I always get headaches when you get this close weather. But it's raining outside, right? So I've got a thumping headache. He's banging on the ceiling upstairs. He normally goes out to work early. I don't know what's going on. I'm certainly not getting angry with police. And if they don't turn up, I should just deal with it accordingly. So last night, guys, I went out with Max. I took Max out for a walk, and there was nobody about at all because it had been thunderstorming. There'd been heavy downpours of rain, and there were thunderstorms going on. So I went out just after the thunderstorm had finished, and Max pulled on the lead. He didn't want to go on the field, so we just went round the block, and it was very, very quiet. There was nobody about at all until I was on my way home, and people started coming out when I was on my way home. There was two men with baseball caps on, like Mr. TikTok UK official. So they had two blokes together with baseball caps on, walking up the road together. And there was an Asian man with a husky dog on a retractable lead, yellow. I went round towards the crane. I could hear people, but I couldn't see them. And then I just walked home slowly and walked into my flats, and they had put more takeaway leaflets on the floor. There was more takeaway leaflets on the floor, and a parcel, and I just walked past it, but there was nobody hovering around inside the flats, and I went into the building, and there was a load of noise coming from next door. At that time I didn't have a headache. I was fine. I didn't have a headache at all. I decided to cook myself something to eat, like a snack, and I got a migraine about 9:30 at night. So a migraine started at 9:30 at night, and that pisses me off. Just when you're relaxing, you want to watch a film or something, and then you want to wind down and go to bed. I got a massive headache, and it was one of the most horrendous headaches I've had for a long time, and it's still here, across here, this eye there. There's been a horrendous smell coming through the windows. I don't know what the smell is. I don't know if someone's smoking something nasty. There is like a horrible stench in the air. It's really potent and toxic. It's been coming through my window for about 3 days now. 3 days. It smells, it's very heavy. It's making my dog fall asleep as well. I don't know whether it's somebody smoking something. I don't know what it is. It's a horrible smell. It's not like shitty smell. It's like a really potent, poisonous, toxic smell. And that could have done it, because strong smells give people headaches. But it could have been the bacon that I ate last night. I don't know. I got some bacon from Tesco's, and it may have been the bacon. Thought I was going to be sick. They were making a hell of a lot of noise next door, and I thought I just let down. I thought, fuck it. Stuck earplugs in my head, and about 10:30, I just let down. Left the radio on and let down. And they were still at it about it. They must have, I don't know what time they went to bed next door, but they were still at it when I tried to lie down and get some sleep. They were still at it, banging, running up against the wall. I haven't been answering personal messages on TikTok. They were banging my wall next door, You know, it's not funny. I'm an older woman and this is making me feel sick and ill. I'm just making a note of it to give to the housing and the police. I just can't get any rest in this building. And he's stomping the ceiling. And he's normally gone to work. I don't understand it. Now he's not going to work. So obviously he doesn't have to go to work, does he? He goes as and when he pleases. Well, it's a game, isn't it? If they're the real police, they'll do their job. If they're fucking fake police, they won't, will they? Times are tough, times are hard for everybody, and I'll just do what I can to manage, but I don't need to keep seeing my mother. In fact, I mean, my mother covers herself in perfume. That's just going to give me a headache on top of a headache, isn't it? Somebody needs to investigate what's going on, because I feel absolutely dreadful this morning. I can't explain to you how my head feels, how my eyes are stinging, they're stinging, and how hot it is inside this flat. I'm just going to check my other phone, but my head, I mean, this is a bad headache, because normally I'll get a headache and it will go. This is awful. My nose was running this morning all over the place, my nose. It's still warm, but the weather's close and hot, but no sun. Let's go into my TikTok and see if anyone's pestered me. All he's doing is jumping across, he's just thumping his feet across the ceiling, like he's trying to instigate something. No, we don't seem to have been pestered. Max, don't. Max.
Good morning. Today
Max.
is Monday, the 7th of July. It's 7:20 a.m. Currently, it's 10 degrees with drizzle stopping in 13 minutes. You can expect wet weather until later this morning. Today's high will be 16 degrees, and the low was 8.
Alexa, stop alarm.
Your next 7:20 a.m. alarm is cancelled. Would you like to cancel this alarm for every weekday?
Yes.
Alarm for every weekday at 7:20 a.m. cancelled.
Yeah, I used to put the alarm on for 7:20. But my goodness, I don't want to be woken up if I feel like this tomorrow morning. He has been banging his feet for about 3/4 of an hour across the ceiling. My head hurts, and I'm not cross. You see, they try and jeer you up, try and trigger you off. I've got an appointment with the police, so he's obviously trying to make out that I'm talking to you lot on YouTube while this guy is stamping on the ceiling, trying to cause a reaction so that I start shouting when I go outside and meet the police. And I don't know if they're going to turn up, so we'll see. I'm going to be releasing the video where I was talking about what was going on to this woman that was supposed to be calling me from the Maidstone police. I didn't want to release it over the weekend because I didn't want any trouble, but I don't know if this is all real or not, and I know it sounds strange, but I mean this is silly. It absolutely is. Living like this with this guy, it's like he's controlling me with his noise. Just seems like a TV set. But how are they filming when there's no it must be something to do with the internet, where they're watching you on the internet, because there's no like recording equipment in your face, is there? And they can all listen to what you're saying, so it's got to be inside the flat. And I mean, they're breaking parcels. We've got, I told you I phoned the landlord, Hyde Housing, and the communal door, the front door to the building is still, it's still open. It's still open. It's, you know, it's been open for about 2 or 3 days now, and Hyde Housing don't seem to give a rat's monkeys about my safety in this building. And you know, I am contemplating going to the newspapers because it's a breach of security. And then you've got to say to yourself, are the newspapers real? You know, the stuff that the newspapers are printing, is it real? Or am I on internet TV and they're making money out of me? So people know who I am, but they're not paying me a wage. I can't explain it. So very often I'm called a mug because I believe they're filming me against my will and making money out of me. So I'm trying to catch them at it. That's all I'm trying to do. It's porn as well, pornography, when they sent these guys out to my flat and me thinking they were men that were interested in being with me, and they ended up doing these horrific nasty things to myself, and I want them all caught, all of them. And I won't stop until I find out what's going on. Alexa, good morning.
Good morning. On this day in 1456, Joan of Arc was acquitted of heresy 25 years after her execution. The original sentence was deemed to have been tainted with fraud, calumny, iniquity and contradiction, and manifest errors of fact and of law. In other words, a stitch-up.
Alexa, what's the time, please?
It's 7:25 a.m.
Alexa, what's the date today?
It's Monday the 7th of July.
Sorry, the guy upstairs is now leaving. He's leaving. Alexa, what's the time, please?
It's 7:25 a.m.
The bloke upstairs is just leaving in his Ford Mondeo at 7:25 a.m. Alexa, what's the weather outlook?
Right now in Rochester, it's 14 degrees Celsius with showers. Today's forecast is clouds with a chance of showers, with a high of 20 degrees and a low of 11 degrees.
Alexa, can you tell me a joke?
A hot dog walks into a bar and orders a drink. The bartender says, "Sorry, we don't serve food here."
Alexa, which celebrities were born on this day?
Celebrities born on the 7th of July include Ringo Starr, M.S. Dhoni, Tom Sandoval, Cody Garbrandt, and Anna Kasparian.
Right, so this guy's car is really loud. It's a Ford Mondeo. It's outside the flats. It's making a hell of a lot of noise and releasing a lot of fumes out of the exhaust pipe, but it's fortunately he's not outside, directly outside my bedroom window, so it can't really come in through the window, and now he's driven off. So normally he goes out to work at 6 o'clock ish, and now he's gone to work up to 7:30, and I'm supposed to be having an appointment with the police. So I don't know what's going on, guys. I really don't know. I'm tired of it. I just want to have a quiet life and relax, and just get away from this. I don't know what's going on. I feel like I'm being watched, followed, annoyed, harassed. And last night, my head nearly, I felt like it was exploding. All this stress. Alexa, LBC Radio.
LBC London from Global Player.
And during the course of this marathon trial, we heard lie after lie after lie from the now, we can say, killer, Erin Patterson. And when Erin took to the stand, she said that everyone else's evidence was wrong. So when I say everyone else, I'm talking about the police, the nurses, the doctors, Ian Wilkinson, the sole survivor, who is the pastor of their local church. Not just him, but her children. And at one point, the jurors looked at one another, and you could see this little look. It wasn't much, but it was this little look that you could just see their brains ticking over. And of course, we couldn't report that at the time, but now that she has been convicted, it is a little bit more relaxed in the sense of our reporting, but
and the reality was, Cassie, I mean, there was no doubt these poor victims were poisoned. It was intent. That's what the prosecution had to prove, wasn't it? She had done it deliberately, not by accident.
That is absolutely correct. So they were able to prove to the jury that she went out and she picked the death cap mushrooms. She still denies this, despite the fact that telephone experts have her phone records pinging her to 2 spots in regional Victoria where death cap mushrooms grow. She denies ever being there, but her phone suggests otherwise. Her SIM card pinged there. So, despite lying about that, there was facts that were told to the jury.
Cassie, what do we know about sentencing?
Sentencing will be, well, right now there'll be an appeal process. Her lawyers are going to launch an appeal. That could take a couple of months. The sentencing might not be until the end of the year, but we're looking at 3 murder charges and a attempted murder charge. There's a high chance she'll never get out of prison, and she will likely never see her children again.
Cassie Zervos, thank you. I'll let you crack on. Obviously, you've got to keep carrying it for Sunrise on Channel 7, joining us from Morwell in Victoria. We'll come back to your story. Janet will be the next caller, and I want to hear your memories of 20 years ago, but if you can, let's do it the other side of the news when I can give you more time at it. And then there's going to be more time in the next hour on this story. Education Secretary Bridget Phillipson appearing on the BBC yesterday, saying the system around SEN, special educational needs provision, needs to be reformed.
There's more money going in. More money alone is not the answer, because I think even parents of children with EHCPs know that they've often had to fight really hard to get that. It's too adversarial.
But meanwhile, 2 newspapers, The Times and The Guardian, reporting that there could be a revolt over a cut in special needs provision. We'll have more on that. It's 7:30. You're listening to Breakfast with me, Nick Ferrari, here on LBC. The news is with Dominic Ellis.
The King has marked the 20th anniversary of the 7/7 bombings in London by urging people to remember the extraordinary courage that emerged in response to the attacks. 52 people were killed and more than 700 injured when 4 suicide bombers targeted London's transport network. A woman in Australia has been found guilty of murdering 3 relatives by serving a lunch laced with poisonous mushrooms. 3 of Erin Patterson's estranged in-laws died after eating a dinner of beef Wellington in 2023. And early years teachers will be offered tax-free payments of £4,500 to work in nurseries in disadvantaged parts of England. Ministers say they want to boost standards in 20 areas. LBC weather, a mix of sunshine and showers for most, some heavy downpours in the east, highs of 22 degrees.
LBC. Okay, train from London to peaceful Peterborough.
Yeah, Ning Park's this way.
Gorgeous. Wow.
Never thought I'd be this into bird watching.
Lovely plumage. Train home. Brilliant day. Oh, gotta bring bikes next time to see the big lake. And more birds, obviously.
Download the Thameslink Railway app and save with advance tickets. Thameslink Railway, where every stop is a story. Terms apply, see our website for full details.
Next time you walk their dog or feed their cat, when you pop by for a cuppa or just stop for a chat, tell your friends about pension credit. They could be missing out on an average of over £4,000 per year to boost their pension income. Pension credit also unlocks other support like help with heating costs, council tax, and a free TV licence for people over 75. Tell them to search for pension credit on gov.uk. Pension credit. Credit where credit's due. Eligibility criteria apply.
You know that guy I've been seeing?
Yeah.
Turns out my sister's been seeing him too.
Oh, really?
And I heard he's been seeing Kelly at number 56. And Dave.
Your brother?
Yep.
Specsavers opticians and audiologists own and run their stores, so your care is their business, which can make them rather popular.
I've got something to tell you. I've got half an hour with him this afternoon.
Specsavers, your care is our business. Book an appointment today.
Nick Ferrari at breakfast on LBC. Call 0345 6060 973.
Just coming up at 7:33, we'll come back to our memories 20 years ago, of course, the London bombs. Janet, you'll be the next caller, but we always dive into the world of City and finance around this time, assisted by Christian May, Editor-in-Chief at City AM. And we're going to talk jobs, or possibly job slump. Christian, morning.
Good morning, Nick. Yes, jobs or the lack of them. We have some latest data out this morning from BDO, the accountancy giant, with their business trends barometer, that shows that confidence among UK employers is at its lowest level for 13 years. Now, ordinarily, there's a bit of a bump this time of year as particularly the hospitality sector gears up for summer holidays. We know from data over the weekend that around 70,000 jobs in hospitality, in pubs, hotels and restaurants have gone since those April tax hikes on national insurance came into effect. Now, in contrast, this time last year, about 20,000 additional jobs in that sector were created. So we can see now quite a direct link between taxing employment and employment suffering. And the big concern now is a summer of expectations and debate over further tax rises, fully expected now by the Chancellor, who says there will be financial consequences to their U-turn on welfare reform, among other things. So in particular parts of the sector, it's not universal across the economy, but certainly in those hospitality, leisure.
Right, guys. I've just been downstairs to throw some rubbish out. There was a white car, like the guy's Ford Mondeo. White car. Parked outside the bin store. Looked like a Ford Mondeo but white with a black woman. A black woman in the driving seat. And inside the bin store is a cooker. A cooker. Someone's thrown a cooker out and put it in the bin store. It's absolutely boiling inside this building. There's no air conditioning. And it's terrible. Outside it's cool. It's cool. But inside this building it's like a fucking oven. Now I'm going to go now because I don't know if the police are going to come out or not. So I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to wait because they'll call. They should call. Shouldn't they? They should give me a call to tell me when they're there. So I'll see you later.